There are multiple compliance nightmares that exist when firms begin to grow, and even when they're just starting out. I think a big thing that we faced was having multiple locations, multiple advisors with obviously their own methods and ways of doing things, and then trying to oversee that and implement consistent processes and have regular oversight when people are doing things their own way or maybe have a different approach to things. So particularly for our compliance team, it was really hard for them to get a handle on what was happening in every office with every client and then implement a consistent process that people could repeat and continue to use going forward. A couple of things come to mind as specific compliance issues that we had. One was that we weren't very efficient, and so to create some of the logs and records that were required to be able to produce was very cumbersome for our associates, for our advisors, and their administrative support. It took a lot of time, and when things take a lot of time, they tend to not get done or not get done right. People ended up rushing to create maybe check or security logs or correspondence logs. Things like that were really time-consuming for people, and so we kept having to remind or request information that should have been readily available. So that was really difficult. The other thing came in the audit process. When our internal compliance team would audit our offices or our advisor teams, it was very time-consuming. It required travel, it required time on site, and then requests were made for things to be implemented, but you don't come back again for another year, so it's hard to see that those things are being implemented and done correctly, and then you come back a year later and go, tweak it a little bit more, and so it just ended up making a really inefficient process for our auditing and oversight. We thought if there was a way that we could get a document management system in there and centralize things so that from wherever we could see what was going on, what was being done, how it was being done. We started looking at various solutions, and through a number of conversations, through a number of demonstrations, we ultimately decided on Laserfiche as our solution. Implementation was better than we thought it would be, but still difficult. It's not easy to change old habits, and it's not easy to get everybody to do the same thing. So you have to be patient, you have to be willing to commit to the process and see it through even when things get difficult. But it has been a breath of fresh air. It's been wonderful for us. Particularly in making us more efficient, but also through things like a recent SEC audit that we underwent, where we said we couldn't have done this without having a system like Laserfiche in place. It really saved the day for us and made that so much easier. The audit that we went through recently was not fun. I don't know that I've ever heard anyone describe an audit as fun, but it was a really good test of what we've built. And that was really important to me, being in operations. You want to see that everything you've done, all the work you've done, everything you've created, you did it right and it was worth it. And the audit was a really good way to see that what we have built is sound and makes sense. And what it allowed us to do is to gather all of the information that they requested quickly and easily. And that, to me, is one of the most important things when you're going through an audit, is that you can confidently say, absolutely, I can provide this, I can provide it this way, I can provide it that way. How would you like to see the information?